Are you leaving money on the table? What's going on, Greenlight followers? In this video, I'm going to show you an easy to use bank interest calculator that could help you maximize your savings and earn more on your hard-earned money. Stick around to see how just a few tweaks could help your balance grow faster than you think. Here is an easy to use bank interest calculator that I've created here. We are Greenlight Financial if you don't know, and we do CFO advising and full service accounting for online based businesses. So first things first, the things highlighted in yellow are the things that you can adjust if you would like to have this calculator for yourself. In this example, I have amounts in here that I'm going to break down for you that were used by a current client. Let's start with first, the amount that you would put into your savings account or that you might have available to put for saving in general. In this particular case, this client in their business had $500,000 that wasn't being used, and we were curious to see what they were currently earning on that money versus what they could earn. There is Bank 1 is going to be their bank, and Bank 2, I used Apple's high interest yield savings account. This is not a plug for them. I don't get any endorsement or anything. I'm just using them because right now they are a real percentage that is available. So with these two comparison, we were also curious to see if the bank had a fee, which is the kicker that most people don't realize. For this $500,000 for this particular person, they had 0.01% interest on their bank account. And over the first year, each month, they were making about $4.17, totaling about $50. But after that fee to have that business checking account, they were only making $25 for that year on their $500K. By comparison, if they had taken that money out and they didn't need that cash right away, then they could put it into a high interest yield savings account in like Apple, and they could have been making $1,700 a month, totaling making $20,000, right? Big difference with no fee. Now, there are some challenges and setbacks to a savings account. For one, you are only limited to 6 out transactions a month. You can deposit as much as you want. Banks obviously don't have a problem with that. But if you ever want to pull money from your savings account, you're limited to 6. The idea behind a checking account is the reason why they offer lower interest rates is because they know you need your money more readily accessible. But whether you're a business or this is for personal use, you might have money stored up just in case an emergency fund is needed for replacing a roof, or if your cooling or heating system goes down, you might have money just sitting there. This is a big difference on the potential. Now, over a 10-year period, money compounds, and this is where it gets kind of crazy. Year one, sure, they could have had 25 and missed out on $20,558. That's a big difference. But as we progress, you can start to see the compounding effect of it all is they're only going up by about $25 a year in what they're taking home. But after 10 years, if they had positive cash flows and never needed to touch this money, they are literally missing out on $247,000 and some change over a 10-year period. Now, don't get me wrong, there are other options for investing money. This is simply meant to show you how bank interest can affect how much you can make on your own money. Now, he believed that he needed to have this money available in his bank account because in case he needed it, it needed to be accessible. But in reality, upon looking at his financial figures, we realized his cash flow doesn't require that amount to be in there. So if he wants to still feel safe about having access to it, he could actually put it in a high interest yield savings. Some people like to go the money market route. There are options for those. But again, oftentimes for businesses, the interest rate declines versus personal use. And because he is the owner and it's a small business, it's easy to be able to do that, to transfer out the money to yourself, earn interest on it, and put the money back in at the end of the year if you want to, so that you're not paying taxes on like a distribution, which is fine. Or just link that account to the business per se, whatever you feel best, right? You can do a distribution and then a contribution back to the company. But what I find really interesting, just so you know, I put this little tidbit of information here to finish with this today, and that's to show you that on average, people in their personal savings accounts are at about 0.43% annual interest, and their checking accounts are at about 0.7%. So look out there for some savings accounts if you want to be able to have access to your money, but want your money to work harder for you without having the risk of putting it into an investment where you could lose it and potentially not get a gain from it. Then a high interest yield savings account could be the choice for you. Reach out to us if you'd like this calculator. Drop a comment below and we will send it to you. Just drop in their bank and we will send you the bank interest calculator. Thank you, and I hope this helped.